Welcome back. I have been slacking. But then again, most of my garden projects are very lacking basically in just about everything from watering to fertilizing to whatever you can think of. I'm kind of one of those, like, I don't know, hands-off gardening. When it comes to gardening, my favorite thing is seed starting, like just seeing them start from nothing and then growing them, and then I have no idea what to do with them because they're so big, and then I'm like, it's not even time to put them out yet. So I do have a whole bunch of seedlings which we'll go over as well. I may just break it up into 2 separate videos. I like to try to have small videos. I know sometimes 30-minute, 45-minute videos can kind of take up a lot of time. So I want this to be something where you can watch in between watching something else. So you want to watch your favorite movie or your favorite show or just the show somewhere else, and then it won't take so much of your time, because our time is probably one of the most important things that we can share with each other. So today I am going to be starting some ranunculus. These are your basic ranunculus that you, well, I wouldn't say basic because obviously someone worked really hard to do all of this to grow it so that it can come to our homes and we can do our own thing to get these beautiful ranunculus. They looks like they have, it's a mixed, air mixed variety, so it looks like it has yellow, some orange, some whites, some pinks-ish colors in there. I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky and there'll be purple in there too. Highly unlikely. I don't even know if I've seen a purple ranunculus, but I got that like at a box store. I've only seen these exact brands, like Home Depot and Lowe's. Like, they sell the same thing. A lot of the varieties are like identical. They come in the same package, same color variety. So we'll see how it goes. Last year I did not do a very good job with my ranunculus. I didn't even get blooms, and that's because I didn't realize, when I think about flowers, I think, oh, these are flowers that are going to be out there during the warm months. You don't think about flowers during winter or during early spring. Even though we have what are they called, jonquils or daffodils or whatnot, I don't think about them being in the cooler temperatures. But these, you want them to actually be in your springtime. You want to start them a few weeks before spring really starts. And I think in some cases, depending on where you are, you can actually get them out earlier, because I'm a zone 8A. We're in a freeze right now. I have not protected anything. I don't plan on protecting anything. Like I said, I like to grow things and I get out there and I work the yard and things like that. But I kind of want something that isn't going to be a lot of water intensive and having to deadhead it all the time. I want to be able to enjoy it as much as possible with the least amount of work. Because that's not the fun part. I like getting my hands dirty and starting seeds, but once they start growing up, I'm like, you're grown up now, you can take care of yourself. So I do have some things down here, and I'm going to turn the camera so that you can see it. Okay, so I have my watering can, I have my soil, I have my I don't know what they call these, corms, or they call them something else, I'm not too sure. Like everything, like there's bulbs, corms, and then they have like different names for different ones. I don't know what you would call this. It says bulbs up here, so I'm gonna go with bulbs. So I have my ranunculus bulbs, and I'm not gonna be worried about specifically what it says, like, because everything is different. Like my area can handle certain things. It says hardiness 8 to 10. It gets about 16 inches in height, between 12 and 16. Late spring to early summer. And it says plant them about 3 inches deep, but I'm actually starting them off in here so that I can get, not technically earlier. I mean, I guess it kind of is earlier just considering the fact that I'm actually putting them in now. I could have started them a couple weeks ago, but like I said, I already have tons of little seedlings that are dying to go outside, and I mean literally dying. Some of them have not made it because I started them so early, because I am so itching to start early, even though they say waiting a couple of weeks later is better than, you know, starting too early, because it stresses out the plant so much so that if you started it later, you may have a healthier plant when you started it later than an earlier plant that has been stressed a lot. So, and yes, you don't want to make sure your plants are so babyfied that they don't do well outside, but you also don't want to stress them too much that it stunts their ability to recover. So I am trying really hard not to let that happen too much, and at least not to the ones that are left. But we're gonna keep going, and it says that it's also full sun to partial shade. So I've got a lot of sunny areas and a lot of shady areas and partial sun. We have trees that line almost every side of my yard except for maybe one. The side that is like less on the trees and shrubs and things like that is, and it's not even in my yard. My yard is like, there's nothing. I think there's one actual plant that's in the ground that is not part of any flower bed. All the other ones are in raised beds or in the little, I guess you could call it like a cut flower garden in that section. I'm just gonna open this up and I'm gonna butt them up as close as I can because they come 35 to a bag. So that's 70 of them. And I wanna make sure that I have enough room. So I'm tempted actually, I should probably water them first and let them sit for a little bit before putting them in here. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do first. So I know that you can just technically put them in there, but some of them say soaking is better. So I'm gonna cut to that first and then we'll get back to this. All right, so here's my bowl of water. It's not super cold, it's kind of warm. So I just want to pour all of these in there. And they're both the same variety, so I'm not worried about mixing them together. I'm not too sure how long I should wait. Maybe a couple hours. We'll see. Ooh, I'm about to knock everything over. Okay, so I'm gonna get this other bag open and I'm gonna place it in there as well. Some people say you should continue to add more water in it because to help, I don't know, not to soften it really, but I think it had something to do with the oxygen in it, maybe. I'm not too sure, don't quote me on that. But just to stir it up or add water, like a little stream of water consistently. Just let it drip in, or a little stream. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do this and then see how long it takes before they start to look really plump. But beforehand, let me just show you, they were a little bit grayer, but they're really small. Not that big at all. So then in maybe an hour, we'll come back and we'll check on it and we'll see how it does and see if it plumps up just a little bit. All right, so we're about halfway through an hour, like 30 minutes. I don't know why I said halfway through an hour, like it was a big number. It's been about maybe 30 minutes since I put them in water, and not much going on with them getting big, but they are changing, that dry look to wet look. So we'll see how that goes. And hopefully in about another hour and a half or two, they will look nice and plump. All right, so it's been a couple of hours. Some of them look a little bit more plump than others, but I'll just dig in here to grab one and we're just gonna go ahead and plant them as is. They've only been in here for, like I said, maybe 2 hours. I think I put them in here around maybe sometime around 9 o'clock-ish, give or take. And it is almost, I think it's almost 12:30 now. So yeah, so it's been about 2 hours. I'm gonna go ahead back into my garage and put them in the soil. Meet me back in there. Just a tad more. I think that's good. All right, here we go. My soil is fairly on the dry side. It's a little bit moist right here, but not a whole lot at all. It's kind of dry. It's just your basic potting soil. It's not like Miracle Grow or anything like that. I think some of it is a spoma. Some of it might be one of my, what is it? Leapfrog? I don't know, something frog. I can't remember what else it said, but it was at a nursery that I had and it had some really good reviews on it, so I got that too. I'm gonna go ahead and dig in. It says that I should just barely cover them, so I don't want to put them really super deep because in the soil they should be about 3 inches, but since it's not going where they're staying, we just want them a little bit in there so that they can just start the germinating process. You want to put the tip part facing up. I don't know if that's like considered an eye or anything, and then this part right here goes in the soil. So I'm putting them tightly packed together in here, and I'm just gonna snuggle them in just a little bit and then I'll try and get whatever dirt I move around over top, just a little bit over them, just so that I'm wondering if I need to leave just a little bit of the tips on the top exposed. Maybe that'll help. And I'm going to put them in a somewhat, not super hot or anything like that, but a warmer place than maybe my garage can provide. And then we'll see how they do. I think that's it. We definitely had enough room. I'm going to move this one over here just to give them a little bit more room right here, and that is it. I'm going to take some of this soil that I don't need to use right there and just kind of sprinkle it over top of them. I feel like I'm making some sort of casserole, but definitely don't eat it, so don't quote me on any of that. It's not a casserole. And if you're looking at any of this greenery right here in this container, I have no idea what it is. I put it in here. I thought I labeled it. Obviously I didn't, and I'm not sure what it is. If you can guess what it is and see if your guess was right, kudos to you, because I couldn't tell you what it is. Just a little saturation to get it started. You never know what it could be. Okay, that's all I'm going to do on them. I'm hoping that whatever didn't get it, it'll absorb in there and we will be good. All right, we are all done. They're all snug as a bug. A little bit of moistened soil on top. Just want to say thanks for watching. See you next time.